But let's start with the Hawks. Knicks.
Hawks, Knicks, 2-2. How you feel about the series so far?
I can't be mad because with the 6 seed playing the 3 seed, and this is one of the best teams in the East, I'm disappointed in the way that Quinn refuses to make adjustments. I think that we could have I think we could have made adjustments and potentially went up 3-1, which would have been very big for us. We won the first game in the Garden. It came down to the very last possession.
Won the second game in the Garden.
Excuse me, the second game in the Garden. And then we won the first game in Atlanta. That's the one that came down. Thank you. They came down to the very last possession. And first, CJ McCollum killed Deuce McBride, just murdered him. I think that was a terrible decision by Coach Woods to go all small. I still to this day don't understand why he did that. And CJ McCollum immediately killed Deuce McBride. And then we got whooped in game 4. We got destroyed.
Yeah, this series as a whole, I was frustrated in game 4, but of course, y'all know in the moment I'm very passionate about watching my team, so I was very frustrated in the moment. But the Knicks have been together for
Forever.
4 years now, at least 3. So they are battle tested and seasoned. And in game 4, they turned everything up a notch. Josh Hart turned it up a notch. Cat, they ran a hub through Cat. I was gonna say that Mike Brown out coached Quinn, but I mean he ran one play. They literally changed one play and just out hustled us. And the youth of the Hawks is what showed up in game 4. Game 1, I think, for the most part, I think game 1 we could have won. Even though we lost it. And in game 2 and 3. What's frustrating about this as a whole is because I'm not gonna break it down game by game. We all saw what CJ did. They picking on Brunson. What's frustrating with this series as a whole is that we still have the same issues that we've had all season. The main issue being we are an awful third quarter team. Absolutely deplorable. And again, being a bad third quarter team has to be strictly on coaching. Because in the halftime, you're supposed to go and make adjustments. You're supposed to figure out what they're doing. You're supposed to be able to, okay, I'm going to tweak the lineup. I'm going to play this person. I'm not going to play this person. The third quarter, in game 4, we were down 7. We got outscored by 7 every quarter except for the 4th. And Quinn, for some reason, I guess he's lost all faith in Zachary Ricochet after game 1. But to me, you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to coach like Mike Brown. The reason you won games 2 and 3 is because you made Mike Brown adjust to you. Mike Brown decided to go with the all small lineup 2 games in a row. Didn't make any sense. Mike Brown decided to play Cat and Brunson and give Brunson ISOs against a 6'7" guard that's guarding him. And then Mike Brown, you are the one that were dictating to Mike Brown. Once you start trying to match his small lineup with his small lineup and steal minutes with Corey Kispert, but not play Ricochet, that's when the Knicks blow us out. Every time. Third quarter. Every time. So the Hawks, for me, if y'all going to win this series, 1, I do like the adjustment that he did make, which is why I'm pushing back on you about he doesn't make adjustments. He took the ball out of CJ's hands, and that's when we made a run. Quinn has to figure out how to not spam the spin button, as you say in Madden. Bro, you can juke left and juke right, too. You don't have to spam you don't have to give the ball to CJ on ISO every time. Every time? You don't need to do that. And Jalen, bro, I know this your first. I'm not as harsh on you now as I was because this is your first playoffs. This is literally your fifth playoff game that you're going to participate in
Correct.
as the man. So I'll give you that. But at some point, whether it's this series, if we win this series, next series, if we don't win this series next year, you had to grow up. All this passive, trying to finesse the ball to the rim. The biggest difference that I can see in the playoffs is ain't no finesse, nothing. If you can get to the rim and lay the ball up, they're gonna either foul you, which is what the Knicks did in game 4. They either gonna foul you or you're not gonna get the call and they're gonna play really physical with you. Being frustrated and getting out of your game where we fumbling the ball and doing all this stuff because y'all are all frustrated, can't happen. If it happens in game 5, the Knicks gonna beat y'all by 30. Y'all better get it together for game 5. And hopefully, we talked about the veterans and the kill Alexander Walker and CJ McCollum. Y'all gonna have to coach this young team. And Quinn, please play Zachary Ricochet, even if it's just for 2 minutes a quarter.
Yeah,
Please play Zachary Ricochet.
and that's always been my issue with Quinn is, bro, if you're gonna lose, and we were clearly gonna lose, let your number one pick try to get some confidence and get used to playing playoff basketball. Don't play the starters the entire time and then not get something out of this shit. Um Also,
Too. Yeah.
yeah, the thing is you're playing a bunch of young guys against a grizzled Knicks team that number one, they know everything about each of the like they know their teammates inside and out. And we're getting beat to shit. The ref's not gonna call no fouls for whatever reason. It is what it is. I surely don't like it, but there's nothing we can do about it. I know that everybody else wants to say, oh, well, it's playoff basketball. It's playoff basketball. You go to a short lineup. We don't have the team for that. You going to 10 guys will help you out. The guys will be fresher when they are in there. Because that's what we start looking like. The third and fourth quarter where we're legitimately you playing guys who've never been in this situation versus the Knicks who've been in this situation season after season. They're just ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
they know
you
how
need
to elevate their level.
So if you're dealing with that, then yeah, the thing you got to do is play your guys and trust them. You play it once again. I know you hate when I say this. Do you playing with house money anyway? Why are you playing scared? Don't make no sense. Let Ricochet get out there. Did he miss 3 shots? Yes. You know what else he did? He got rebounds for 2 of those shots. He was playing with a lot of energy. And we just don't, we already small. We don't know when Jock Londale coming back. So yeah, we're gonna need more wind because we can't out physical this team.
Yep. So we'll see going forward, man. Kuminga, you got to be better. It just have Kuminga go downhill. He took 5 threes, 6 threes last game, and he made 1. I know, and then he was 0-6. We got to get to the free throw line. Something else that I want the Hawks to do whenever this season is over, whether, hopefully we still make a run, but y'all going to have to learn how to draw fouls. And I ain't talking about the bitch way like Jalen Brunson does. Jalen Brunson's a hoe. But you got to be able to play for contacts, play with contact and through contact while drawing a foul. The Knicks know how to play to contact, right? They're going to play for the foul. They know how to draw the foul. Cat's going to flail. Jalen Brunson going to beat Jalen Brunson. And they all going to be able to flail and get fouls. You're going to have to learn that, Jalen. You can't just finesse your way through. Dyson have to figure out a way to draw. You're 6'7" and you're more athletic than everybody else. There's no reason why you shouldn't be getting fouled. Kuminga actually has figured it out. That's one thing Kuminga is really good at, is getting fouled.
Right. I agree.
Ricochet, you got to figure that out. Okongwu don't really need to do that because Okongwu is the stretch 5. But our guys that are wings, y'all going to have to figure out how to get fouled and use the free throw line to your advantage like the Knicks do.
But Quinn, you gotta we just run the same play over and over and over. Quinn, You got to understand, you can't make one singular adjustment. Kaminga is not going to be able to hold Carl Anthony Towns forever. I'm sorry. I don't know why you thought that that was a realistic solution. You didn't think that they were ever going to just make any adjustment. Woodson playing for his damn job too. So you got to do something else. There it was not enough strategy involved. You got to, when they counter, you counter. Now, I guess that he thinks that he just counter at the end of every game instead of making mid-game adjustments.
Well,
I don't know.
yeah. He has a game plan, and we can move on from this, but he has a game plan, and he's not going to move from his game plan.
That's
And it's
stupid to
cool
me.
game to game, but it's terrible half to half. I mean, that's why we're such a good fourth quarter team, because our third quarters are so bad. They're so bad every time. I think we outscored like 34-14 and or something crazy.
Right.
It's so bad. It's so frustrating. But let's go Hawks.